40 Falling Leaves Aquarium Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hello everyone! In today's video I'm going to be showing you a autumn themed aquarium design where there's some little maple leaf shaped glitters that are pretty big that float in and out of a visual area in the tip. So the whole tip is an aquarium, but there's a little section right underneath the smile line where it's opaque and you can't actually see the glitter floating underneath it. So it can kind of completely hide and then totally show, which is so cool because of just the way that the French tip is done, from like really opaque and then down fading into clear. And then there's like a marbled red behind it. So the whole tip looks almost like it'd just be a plain French tip until you see those glitters floating in and out of it, which is so cool. The nail bed area is done with a two-tone pink combination that's really glittery, and I typically like a more natural nail bed, so having a glitter bomb is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I love it, especially that lighter pink color. The glitter in that is just amazing. I'm so in love with it, so you'll probably see me using that color a lot. And all of these acrylic colors are from Double Dip, and I do have a discount code for you in the description box below, so check that out. These colors, all of them, I'm just so impressed with how pigmented they are and just the intense color payoff, and the glitter mixes are just really pretty. So definitely look at all of those. I'll have the color names below too. And I will see you next time. Bye!
Bye! So here are those Double Dip colors, and I know they've got like a mirror chrome top, so my camera's like, what am I looking at? But those are all of them swatched, and these are the ones I'll be using in the video. These are the smaller jars, so if you look at their website and you're thinking, what size jar do I have? This is the smaller size, and there is a ton of product in them. And so if you look at like the price points, I'm always so impressed by how reasonable these colors are because they give you so much. And I think they're around $8 a color, which is really quite inexpensive. So now that you guys get to see kind of a better example of how big the jars are, because I've mentioned that detail before, we can begin. So I'm going to start by sculpting my smile line with the color Expensive Pink, which is a very warm pink color that has just a slight, almost reddish hue shimmer glitter to it. You almost can't even see the glitter, but it really does make a nice nail bed, especially I would say if you're somebody with a darker skin tone. This color would just bring out the richness in your skin tone so nicely. That's actually a detail that's overlooked a lot of times, is that certain nail bed colors look better on certain skin tones, but that color would be amazing. Like on Miss Melody, it would be a lovely color for her. But then I'm going to use the color Sugar Swizzle, which is going to be coming down from the cuticle and then blending over that Expensive Pink, and it's going to create this really soft gradient, very icy looking nail bed. And I love, like I said, that Sugar Swizzle reminds me of a color of just regular nail polish I had when I was probably like 14 that I wore constantly because it was just the prettiest pink with almost like a goldish hue to it. I loved that color. So this brings back memories for me, which is probably why I'm going to be using it so much, just because it's kind of a nostalgic type color for me, but I love it. So now if you need to, encapsulate the nail bed with a layer of clear acrylic. So this just depends on how thick those different gradient layers built up for you. And if you're like, hey, they're perfect, they're thick enough, I got an apex, I'm good to go, don't encapsulate. If you're like me and you're like, I could use just a little bit more bulkage, then add some clear and you're good to go. And now I'm going to file the smile line with a hand file just to make sure it is sharp, really nice, and clean it up. Plus this way it kind of creates a really smooth surface for all of your colors to be applied underneath. So now the next color is called Salted Caramel, and I'm going to use a very small bead of that as kind of my introduction into clear color. And then using the color Hot Fudge, I'm going to add my smile line. So I'm going to just press that color up against the smile line and then gently brush it down over Salted Caramel. Are you guys getting hungry yet? Because all of these colors make me super hungry. Just wait, there's more that will make you even hungrier. Just give it a moment. So we've got Salted Caramel and Hot Fudge so far. And then to add just another layer to it, we're going to be using Cinnamon Apple, which is very similar to the Salted Caramel, but it's got some chunkier red glitter in it. So I'm going to use that to add just a little bit more glamorousness to it, right in that kind of blending area between Hot Fudge and Salted Caramel. So just add a little bit of that glitter to it. I'm always pro glitter, so I have no problem adding some more glitz and glam to this design. And now I'm going to be encapsulating the tip with a layer of clear acrylic. So if you look at it from, I didn't show you, unfortunately I should have. I always forget to do things like this, but it should have showed you what the nail looked like from the side view, because there's this huge drop off right where that smile line is. And so that's where you bring in this clear acrylic to kind of build up so that you don't have that huge drop off anymore. And you're going to make a nice smooth profile from cuticle all the way down to tip with this clear acrylic. And make sure that you do bring that clear acrylic all the way down the entire nail so that when you do go through and you file this nail, there's something to file and you don't accidentally file through it. And so now we're going to be filing the nail into shape like I just mentioned. I used my e-file for this just to kind of speed the process up a little bit, make sure the nail is nice and smooth, and like I said, everything is just a nice smooth line from cuticle to tip. And so now I'm going to swirl the color Red Velvet with some clear acrylic on a nail form backing. Red Velvet is so pigmented that I actually had to use mostly clear acrylic to get a swirl with it, because otherwise it was just like the red was just like a powerful, I don't know, force to be reckoned with. So I'm going to pat that out into what I like to think of as a flat piece of material, and then grab my nail tip and I'm going to press it down into that wet acrylic so that the top of it on the one edge is right underneath where that smile line is, and then sort of scoop up the extra acrylic with the tip of my brush, just sort of, I don't know, like tear it, I suppose. It doesn't necessarily come off easily, so you have to kind of like pull it away. But now I'm going to sculpt a little piece of clear acrylic, or a little section of clear acrylic, for the top and the bottom, the upper and lower walls. So I like to think of the tip that we sculpted initially as the front wall of the aquarium, and that piece of red swirl is the back wall. So now you have to do the top and the bottom. Pat those out for the bottom wall, set your nail right into it, into that clear acrylic. It'll create like a little plug on the bottom. Really quick and easy. If you have a gloved hand, you can just sort of scoop up the extra acrylic that way. So now I've got these maple leaf glitters, and I've been so eager to use them. I got them last spring and I've been waiting for fall to use these glitters. I'm going to place, I did 5, but depending on the length of nail, either 3 or 5 of those little maple leaf glitters into the aquarium. And you can see them in that little clear window. It is so cool. And then I'm going to glue that 4th wall in place with some nail glue. Tweezers, great helpful tool for this. Place that 4th wall in, hold it there. The glue should hold pretty quickly, at least I hope mine did. Sometimes no glue though just doesn't do what it's told. And then I'm going to seal up all of the edges that I can see with some more clear acrylic. And now using my e-file in a very narrow bit, I'm going to drill a hole in that 4th wall. It doesn't take much pressure because it's very thin, just a little like zap and you get a hole through there. So be very cautious with that. And now I'm going to be filling up a syringe with some water. You can use water or oil, but I'm going to use water for this, and I'm going to put that in and fill up my aquarium with that water through the hole. And then I'm going to plug the hole with a little bit of clear acrylic once again. And now it's all done, and we can apply a layer of gel sealer over this nail. You could add some 3D art to it, or some crystals, or whatever kind of floats your boat. I liked it plain so that you really get to focus on those appearing little leaves. I love that. So then you can just tap that and you can see the leaves coming down. Oh, it's so cool. I love this nail. Like I said before, I'm really getting kind of a feel for aquariums. So I hope you like it as much as I do, and please take me in any recreations on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye.